Though we might figure out pretty soon if we have a chance.
I think the 4 of us are likely alive. Like Dio and Kay are probably still alive.
Yep.
Along with the 2 of us. I very much suspect that Quark is already out the number 9 door. Clover is probably dead, and Temioji is anybody's guess.
Yeah. I feel like if Quark was out the number 9 door, though, we would have heard an announcement, because we always hear those announcements about the number 9 door opening.
True. That's a good point.
So
maybe then Clover was able to kill Temioji and Dio.
Well, when she would have been injected, as soon as they didn't enter the door, which means that Dio should be alive still, or at least not dead to Clover.
No, Clover should have... I keep misspeaking names. Maybe Clover killed Temioji and Quark.
Yeah, maybe.
Because maybe Temioji... Because Temioji was pretty set on getting Quark out the door.
Yeah.
And so my initial thought was he might have killed Clover and then shoved Quark out the door. But maybe if Quark didn't go out the door, maybe Clover actually won that battle.
That also assumes Quark was found too, though.
It does. I mean, we've been at this a while, so I would have hoped by now that somebody would figure it out.
Yeah, I guess.
No one's here.
Yeah. All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator.
Unless they all get killed automatically for not going through their door.
I think that's
what be the case?
We've been told would happen.
Got it.
Which is why I keep, implying that.
I didn't remember being told that specifically.
Yeah, it would have happened.
But I guess, if that's the case, they would have
game.
to be dead. They couldn't be alive then, bar something exceptional, like their arm getting cut off.
Yeah.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Got it. I noticed that she gave us the morgue room. Number 2, where all the bodies end up.
Yeah. It's empty, though.
Just all 3 of them are dead in here. Oh.
Oh, no, just... bad visuals.
Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell, and every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together.
What are we doing right now? You right now?
I know. Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't going to help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. Phi turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. Well, at least they're sticking together.
Yeah.
I would hate to split up at this point. I'd like to group up with with Kay and Dio, because we at least know they're alive and around. Oh, hello. The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned to ice, and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. The cool, limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I'd had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take a long, deep breath. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah. I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was intentional. They're handcuffed together.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed. Why?
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
There's a cut on Temyoji's left hand. It looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
Then the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least.
I wonder if that's a defensive wound.
If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
The penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated, and...
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected. The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink? I wonder if now that we've seen where they were, if there's, a way in an alternate route on this timeline for us to, know and go for them when there's still time to maybe get them out.
If there were, then how do you open handcuffs, though? You'd be in a similar situation to them.
I don't know. Because if you're not tied up like that, you might be able to find something to break it.
I guess.
Or be able to get some mechanical leverage, break the sink off the wall. There's probably things you could do. Did they need to go through the same door, Clover and Temyoji?
Yeah, because it was just the 4 people plus the 2 dead had the 2 doors, so it was Clover, Temyoji, and Quark.
So then, in that case, it doesn't matter if you can actually get the handcuffs off, you just need to be able to get them free.
Yeah.
So, them being trapped, I can see why they can't get themselves out, but if we knew about this with sufficient time, we might be able to, go grab tools and apply mechanical force, and we might be able to make something happen.
I guess, yeah.
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. If someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them, they didn't need to tie them up.
Yeah, you've got a point. We still don't know about Quark, though. What's wrong?
I take back what I just said.
You find something?
Yeah.
Phi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet? Oh, that's Quark's, isn't it? This was Quark's!
Correct. It has 9 BP, too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
No. No, this can't be happening. Not Quark.
Hey, Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
But...
In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope.
Ray of hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubocurarine.
You mean the bracelet came off before the doors close?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us that they'd only come off when your heart stops, or when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Right. He's got 9 BP. Wait, so you're saying he escaped, then came back and left his bracelet here? No, that's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Have you actually seen Quark dead, huh? You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be.
Really? So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen?
That's enough! Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed.
Phi needs to believe it more than we do. I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Temioji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Good man. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Phi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. It's unlikely, but he could have lost his arm. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first.
Why?
Clues.
What kind of clues?
To who might have killed them. Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Temioji would have been able to go through the white doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that.
Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd.
What's wrong?
I can't find anything.
Huh?
I should have found something.
What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
And now you can't find it.
Right.
Do you think the killer took it?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute.
They keep showing us this, mirror.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they do that exactly.
It makes me think that it's like a medicine cabinet, and we're gonna find Quark stuffed in there. Phi knelt down next to Clover as she spoke, and began to gingerly examine her corpse. Then, after a moment, I saw her hands stop.
Look. See your thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there?
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
It's written in blood. Is that... It says... It depends how you read it. It could be like a 016. It could be 910.
Yeah,
Is it supposed to be a distorted Dio or something?
maybe. We also, I think, didn't we see something that said 016 in the secret logs thing, or whatever?
In the archive?
Yeah. I think it was about the laws of robotics. It mentioned a 016. Three laws of robotics, or 0th law, maybe? Yeah, 0th law.
Whether or not 016 was aware of this law is unclear, but in any event, 016 did act in accordance with it. Okay, so 016 was a robot.
Yeah.
But they just, assume him there, so they don't really explain who he is or what.
Yeah.
But... So she's saying the robot 016 did this.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It might also be the Dio thing you mentioned.
Yeah. Maybe Dio is 016. Because we don't actually know who... We know that one of us is most likely... At least one of us is most likely a robot.
Yeah.
Maybe more. But we don't know who could be a robot. It could be anybody.
It is weird that you would write Dio with a lowercase d, though.
Yeah, well, and it's also backwards is the bigger
Yeah.
issue, I think. Because I figured that it could be a little distorted from what she was trying to write, so it needs some poetic interpretation because she's probably struggling to write this.
Yeah.
But and also think about what hand she's using in the angle. Like if she was writing Dio or something like that, it would have to be upside down, which is even more awkward.
Mhm.
So from her standpoint, it would have to be more or less the way we're seeing it. So it would have to be 016, or else it could be like OLB. But OLB doesn't really make any sense. So it probably is 016. So the robot. So it's whoever's a robot, which the leading suspect for that is K. But now it becomes especially important that I wish we'd taken K's mask off. It's written in blood. It must be Temyoji's.
It says 016.
What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
One of the robot logs?
016.
Oh, she's probably seen that in that list of robots.
016. I
Maybe?
know I've seen it somewhere.
That also leads the question, why would she know about 016, though? Clover, I mean.
I don't know. I mean, she saw the killer face to face. She talked to the killer, so maybe, it was from the killer's, exposition. Obligatory exposition before they leave them to die.
I guess.
Or from other things. Or, maybe jumping. Who knows?
It's no use. Can't remember.
Don't get my hopes up like that.
Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with a soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
016, huh? Or more specifically you, because who else was gonna, check the body like that? Maybe. But the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean.
No. There's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
And left his bracelet? Seems like a funny turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. This is hopeless. I can't keep up anymore. Everything here is a goddamn mystery. What about that old woman we found? Who killed her? The movement of the AB room makes Luna seem the most suspicious. But when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation of why she would have wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. And of course, now Luna's dead too. So who could have killed her? The footage from the security camera, paired with Dio's behavior, makes Clover seem like the most likely suspect. But now we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero? Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? Why does this game even exist? And why did they kidnap us and bring us here? While we're at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries. 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 I feel like my head's about to explode. Please, Phi. Give me something. Anything. A clue. A hint. Come on, you've got to have something.
The luminol.
Huh?
I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Okay, but how is that important?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could test for blood?
What would they need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test and turn the lights out,
That's it?
right? No, wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you'd need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing.
And that would mean?
That would mean they didn't want us to? The rec room!
Yeah, the room where you can make it dark.
What?
The rec room is the room where you can make it dark, because that's where the luminol was originally, and that's where you got sprayed with it.
Okay. Fine, I raced for the door. Oh, so if they want to use the luminol to test something, that's where they're going to be. That's the logic we're using?
Yeah.
I see now. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I'd been looking for.
What do you think we'll find in the rec room?
Either K, Quark, or Dio. Whoever took the bottle, I guess. I mean, honestly, the characters were a little ahead of me in thinking about going to the rec room, so I'm still struggling to keep up with their logic.
Yeah.
But I guess whoever took the bottle presumably wants to test something. I kind of figured that they took the bottle to prevent us from testing something, but
Yeah, that's...
if they wanted to test something, I guess they have to go to the rec room to do it?
Yeah. Which
So
we
if
would
we're
also
quick-
need to go to the rec room to find extra luminol to test something that they didn't want us to test, so... either
Sure,
way.
so I guess under that theory, they'd still have to go there.
Yeah.
But didn't this happen a while ago? Like, assuming that they'd still be there is asking for a bit much, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Because this should have happened before the doors. They might have left evidence, though.
There's a lot left here.
Oh! Okay, that was a little bit more evidence than I expected.
Yeah, that's why I bothered to ask.
Well, I listed K and Dio as possible finds here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't wrong. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think. Was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect the brain from constant emotional bombardment? They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't.
This is all very important for the deaths.
Yeah. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving. But because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, Species A is eliminated, and only Species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for thousands, no millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from Species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at a room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. And if we find Quark's body, she is going to have such a breakdown because she's been focusing on that so hard. He is still out there. So, would that mean he killed them? I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. Yeah, but I would really like to see Quark drive a battle axe into Kay's head through his armor,
into his back
and
or whatever.
pin Dio to the wall with a spear. Like, good God. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means...
You're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think a child Quark's size could do that?
No. All right, then. Are you saying you killed them?
Are you insane? And just when would I have done that? I've been with you this whole time.
Not when you were passed out.
True. She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Fi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the White Door, explored the security office, solved puzzles, all of it together. Although, to be fair, she could not have gotten out of that room without us.
Well,
unless she was Zero Senior.
Yeah. Well,
because Zero Senior ostensibly has complete run of the facility.
We also did open the door before we started to do the stuff with the computer, though, so...
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
because it was after we finished the puzzle room.
Yeah, so actually she could have done it. Theoretically. Still would have been hard for her to do it.
Yeah, especially without getting caught. Like, she wouldn't know
they
when
were together.
you woke up.
Because are we saying that she single-handedly... Like, if she got the drop on them, she could kill one of them.
Yeah, but not both right
first
next
of all,
to each other, probably.
Yeah. And it still also would have been hard. Like, they're bigger than she is. Like, in a fight like that, they have an innate advantage. If she had the element of surprise, that's not to say she couldn't do it, but it would be it's more difficult for her.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect her to kill with, like, the way that Luna was killed, with an injection gun or something.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more complicated stuff going on here than we realize, like, Kay was actually killed by Dio, and then somebody else killed Dio, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there might be an order of operations thing here going on. No. Wait. There had been one time when I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I'd rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? The rec room and the security office weren't that far from one another. Yeah, but then also, like, how long were we out?
Yeah, and how would she
would have
know
had
to
to
go
have done
here?
that. And she would have had to have found the, she would have had to have figured out, like, the recordings and things by the time we woke up and been, like, ready to give us that lecture. If the round trip took about a minute, and she'd killed them in 4 minutes, then this whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. 4 minutes is very optimistic. 5 minutes.
It is a lot
5 minutes, huh?
It is a lot smaller than the, like, 30 or something minutes that she had recorded for us, so...
That she had what?
The, like, 20 or 30 minutes that she had us watch, though. To figure out, like, what was going on in the room with Luna and Alice's body.
Just how long had I been out? No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded, probably because my mental processing speed had dropped. But how long had I been like that? It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. And where had something like mental processing speed dropping come from? Hey, what you doing there, Fi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah. 2 things, actually.
Oh?
Take a look at this.
A knife.
Yeah.
There's something engraved on the blade, too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer?
Dunno. It's not a name I've ever heard of before. But look at the handle. You've seen it before, right?
This is the knife that was stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
I think I've heard those numbers before.
Like, wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Right. Well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom. And wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words...
Those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right?
Right.
So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman. Most likely.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
Still, why does Dio have it?
He must have gotten it from Alice.
I know that. What I mean is, why'd he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice.
That would match up with what we saw.
No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first, right? She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB room.
Right.
So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it there for us to see, then come back and get it later? He forgot.
Well, we can look into that more later.
Seems
First,
like it's
I want
hard
you to have a look at
forget
something else.
a knife that's in a body, but I don't know.
What?
Don't you remember what I said? I found 2 things. There was the knife and... this.
Yes! Thank God! Finally! Hey, this is that key!
What do you mean, that key?
We found it in the Golem Bay. Didn't have any idea what it was for then, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she'd hang on to it just in case.
So, Alice should have had this, right?
Yeah.
And now Dio's got it.
Yeah.
So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait, Kay's key?
Oh man. You couldn't figure it out from the shape?
Yes, I've been complaining all game, thank you. What do you mean?
Get over here. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you.
She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee, and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
Yeah, but with a lot less blood.
Yeah. So that's it. It unlocks the suit, right?
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Before I had time to prepare myself, I shoved the key into the slot and twisted.
What do you think it'll be?
But,
I guess I don't know. Maybe you're not really expecting anything special because it's just gonna be a person's face, but...
Yeah, I mean, it could be a robot, but it feels like that's a bit obvious. So maybe it will just be a person? It might not be even somebody we, would recognize. I don't know we haven't really seen any faces other than these guys, right?
Yeah, and the old woman's.
Right. So whoever there isn't really like anybody else we could recognize that would be significant, unless it was like a twin, which would rule out, which would be ruled out by that like secret we found. Or so basically the real question here is he human?
Yeah.
And I would say it's like a 70-30 split. 70 human, 30 robot. And that's mostly just metagaming, saying it seems too obvious for him to be a robot, so he's probably human. Oh yeah, and I didn't think about the 80% chance that this wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
It's no good. Can't get it open.
No one
Why not?
now, though, just because there's got to be some time where we open the suit, probably. Now that we know
Maybe
it's
the suit
completely
is powered,
possible.
and it needs to be on in order to open.
Maybe by the time we get to there, we'll have, like, an expanded possibility. Like, if at any time we had picked up a photograph or something, then we might have somebody to compare to.
Yeah.
But with this axe in here...
You're saying it shorted the suit or something?
I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly. I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Do you think Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder...
So I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like.
Yeah. No way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
No. I wonder who he was.
Well, I still haven't checked him over. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
She'd only been searching for a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look.
What is it? I'm expecting at some point we've got to find something. Surely somewhere in here there's going to be like a critical piece of evidence which is going to unlock another route. Either one of the ones we've already found or maybe one we haven't encountered yet. But somewhere there needs to be like a singular piece of evidence where it's like, oh my god, this is what this route was for. And so far we've learned a lot of things, but nothing that I would think would be like a key to a story lock. But maybe I'm underestimating the stuff we've found.
Maybe this is gonna be locked.
A spray bottle with luminol in it.
What?
Maybe this will just be another to be continued, though.
Possibly. That's the one Temyoji had.
Yeah.
Then, does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink?
We don't know yet.
Why not?
Kay might have taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did, went to the infirmary and got this.
And then, in fact, if that's the case, then maybe Kay and Dio came here under the same reasoning that we did, just earlier.
Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you going to check for a luminol reaction?
Yeah. If Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in here, though.
That's okay. If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on. Alright, do it.
Let somebody have written a message on the wall or something. Done.
Thanks. Just as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist.
The underside of his bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But why?
Because there are traces of blood on it.
Whose blood?
We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here. I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though. See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear and then spray it with luminol? It doesn't make sense.
Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Temioji.
Right.
But he could have gotten blood on him when he got the knife. Do you remember what Temioji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it.
Do you think Temioji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
That would have meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
I wonder which it was.
No idea. But whatever the case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Sr.
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know.
What?
Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior?
I don't know. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Then who killed Dio?
Kay, perhaps? After he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
So what, we're saying that Kay pinned him to the wall with a spear after getting an axe embedded in the back of his head?
Maybe that's... Well, it was the back... Just his back, I think, not his head. Because he didn't see it with the lock thing. But,
right.
That might be why they mentioned the whole, species A and B thing.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
Although I guess he was a little bit protected because of his armor, so...
Yeah.
His actual wound is probably not as bad as it at first seems.
Though there was a lot of blood still.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was bad enough that he eventually bled out, but I guess, that he could have had some time before he died, maybe? Mm-hmm. Another descendant of Species B.
Huh?
Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio, then...
all of this would be over. This awful game would be over.
Well, except the AI can carry it on after Zero Senior's death, presumably.
Yeah, but why would it do that?
Because it had been instructed to?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if Zero Senior said, the game goes on, whatever happens, then the AI will do it whatever happens.
I guess the question is more, why would Zero Senior want the game to continue after his death?
I mean, he doesn't even necessarily have to want to. He just has to have not told the AI to stop.
I guess.
You know? He doesn't have to positively plan for this contingency. He could simply say, just keep playing the game. Mm-hmm. And that's all, because, the AI is just a computer that's, obeying orders. So if it's told to continue the game, it's going to do that. And if it's never told a condition to stop, it's not going to stop.
I think Zero, the bunny, though, is pretty smart, though, so... I don't know. It's not something that would just, take things extremely literally.
Opened.
I feel like it's not so much a question of smart. It's a question of, why would it just randomly choose to stop doing what it's been told to do?
I guess. Yeah.
Like that requires quite a lot of initiative on its part. When it could just say, I wasn't told to stop the game just because, my master died.
Yeah.
I was told to run this game whatever happened. So, it's, the path of least resistance to just say, I'll just keep doing what I was told.
I guess. Yeah.
I think it's a very human thing to say, you know what, I'm just going to go run off on my own and make my own rules because I don't have a master anymore.
45 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Also, it turns out someone's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Quark? What? What the hell is happening? That's impossible.
Quark.
Quark? Quark opened a gate?
Whatever. We need to get back to the Floor A warehouse.
Yeah, why would
Hurry.
Quark open a gate?
I don't know why anybody would, yeah. I know, I'm coming. This just gets more and more interesting the more we find. Like, none of this makes sense. Why would Quark do that? And if Quark is alive, he's like missing a hand, right? Because as far as we know, that's the only way to get that bracelet off.
Or like,
He must have had...
if there's some way to like stop his heart without killing him or something, but
Maybe. I mean, it would be possible to, like, you know, hit him with a drug that would do it, and then resuscitate him or something?
yeah.
Unless the AB gate's already closed and they're in and then we don't know. Damn it! There's no one here! Did they run off?
Why would they run away?
Hell if I know! How the hell did Quark open an AB gate anyway? Without a star key, he shouldn't have been able to get it open.
You must have taken one from Dio or Kay before we got to the rec room. We know they went through a white door. Remember? We saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key just like we did.
But you didn't find one when you searched them.
Right.
Well, maybe Quark's a suspect after all, then. You shouldn't write him off just because he's a kid. Maybe he knows how to use a lance or an axe.
That's impossible. You're being an idiot. It's much more likely he found the keycard after they died.
Oh, Alright, let's go find him.
Any ideas where to look?
In the AP room? Nothing. How on earth would I know where he might be?
I'm guessing
Well, there's one place
probably
I'd like
one
to check
open
out.
right now, if they don't immediately assume that he's in the AV gate room.
I guess. Also, who would we be voting against? Because if we played another round of the AB game, wouldn't we be voting against corpses, generally?
Yeah, you would be voting against Luna, who was injected.
Yeah.
So,
So, does that mean that from this point on, the play is play several rounds of the AB game, get up to 9 points, and then just leave?
I guess so.
Come on.
Do you know something I don't? Ah! The room Dio and Kay investigated.
Right. Aren't you curious?
Of course. Besides, Quark might be there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move. I don't know why Quark would be there now, but okay. It's of course worth looking at. The door says Director's Office.
Probably belongs to the director.
I hope it has one of those chairs.
Chairs?
You know, the folding ones that say Director on the back. I've always wanted to sit in one and say stuff like action or cut or double decaf chai soy latte now.
And that's what you think we'll find in there?
I thought he was talking about like a big swivel chair. Yeah. Aren't you excited?
Well, there could be anything in there. So, no, not really.
Yeah. What if Junior Senior is in there waiting for us?
That would make things easy. We'd settle things right now and then get the hell out.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna open it.
You don't need to keep asking me if...
Did it open all... Oh. I thought for a minute,
No.
like, it was opening on its own and then Quark was gonna come out.
E and H.
Help?
H-E-L.
Hell or help? Huh.
There's no one here.
That computer's been turned on.
Yeah. Maybe Dio and Kay did that.
What the hell is this?
It's two
A lion.
lions. Or an Hydra lion, something.
Yeah, and they're eating a sun.
Mm-hmm.
is biting.
The sun?
It has a couple input fields for a user ID and a
We
password.
probably can't use it unless we know what those are.
Why don't you put something in?
Sure. I'll give it a shot.
It's probably based on the anagram.
Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now. We can't get anywhere without a password. Let's see if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something. Shall we?
Except Kay and Dio already did. Granted, Dio probably was hiding things if he was involved. Phi turned and headed off toward a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay, and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Ugh. Remember death, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Could this be the ninth lion? Then maybe. Memento Mori. Remember death. Memento Mori. Remember death. Yep. Memento Mori. Remember death. We're cycling back around now.
There were a few different scenes though, like Dio seemed to be choking and Kay didn't have blood on his helmet.
Oh, that is true. We're remembering across timelines.
Mm-hmm.
We're remembering deaths that haven't happened yet. Oh god, really? The game is actually telling me that if I have figured this out, I can go through, but I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Do I have the info I need for this? Do I just need to unscramble Memento Mori? No, so
Yeah.
I should not be...
You would basically have like a 1 in, like 36 to the power of, or 38 to the power of however many things to get this right. So,
right, so I don't have the information necessary, so I would just
Nope.
be random guessing, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just random guessing right now.
Nope. Okay. So I have to back out,
Yeah.
which means that this route is probably
Yeah, it's
stumped.
it's like a to be continued, but you also need 2 different things. This is like,
An ID and a pass.
yeah, this is like the second to last route that you'll finish probably.
I see. It was no good. I didn't know anything. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd seen the ID and password somewhere before. So now we have something to hunt for as we go through the other routes, something specific.
Yeah.
We need to find those 2 pieces of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we can save there, and then let's have a look at the flowchart. Where are we? So, oh, there's actually a split decision coming up further,
Yeah. Looks sort of
which
like
is interesting.
an A-B decision or something. Because the A-B
I guess
gate did
because the
open.
AB gates just opened, yeah. So we're going to have to trust or betray
Mhm.
in that, and that's going to split. Also, this route has grown, because this was not visible before.
Yeah, it's now the longest route.
Mm-hmm. So the next thing we have to do is go back to this bit?
Yeah. Betray Lunar
After-
Ground 2.
Yeah. After we escaped the Golem Bay, then we went back in that final round where we voted with Luna. And at that point,
Yeah.
What was happening at that point? I wish there was
Alice
like a
had been-
log.
Alice is dead. Nobody else is dead, as far as I remember. But Quark
Right.
is still
Alice
missing.
and the woman from the beginning.
Yeah.
And Quark is missing.
Yeah, I guess
at
the
that
woman
point
from
in
the
time.
beginning as well.
Okay. So we're going to go back there and then have to betray Alice. And then as we work our way through the rest of the Temioji route, or the Alice first route, we're just going to have to keep working our way back to betraying her harder and harder every round. Because we went the all trust route first, so it only goes downhill from here.
Yeah. So choosing a different door means you're not going to betray her in like the middle route of the Luna route.
Yeah. Although, here's a question. Because I also noticed that we have now it looks like we've now oh no, we haven't.
No.
I forget. The green books are from before. So we still haven't unlocked anything in the Alice route.
Nope.
We're still completely blocked up there. Okay, yes. So then in that case, we will go back to AB round 2 and betray Luna. And see where that takes us. But now we at least have things to hunt for, which is nice. That was a lot of stuff that happened, so we're going to call it there. But that was a load of fun. A lot of information was dumped, and there were a lot of twists and turns. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.